Have you ever wondered if kindness can really change a life? Or even two? In today's story, we will witness an unexpected meeting between a powerful billionaire and a young homeless woman, but with a hidden power that she did not know about. They come from two completely different worlds, but fate has drawn them together, creating an emotional journey with profound lessons. How could a person like him who only knew about money and success give up everything to protect that woman? And is love strong enough to overcome prejudice, turmoil, and past wounds? Watch until the end of the video to discover the meaningful message this story brings about compassion, patience, and the true value of love. Don't forget to comment, share your thoughts, and letting us know where you're watching from. Now, let's embark on this emotional journey. A billionaire's unlikely love story. How compassion changed two lives forever. Hello, everyone. Before we begin, comment below and let us know where you're watching from. Let's dive into this heartfelt story that will surely leave you inspired. In a bustling city filled with noise and distractions, Ethan Clark, a renowned billionaire and owner of a vast real estate empire, found himself at a crossroad he never anticipated. On a busy afternoon, while waiting at a red light, his eyes landed on a young woman sitting on the sidewalk. She was wrapped in a tattered blanket, her arms tightly hugging her body to fend off the cold. Her disheveled hair partially covered her face, and though she wasn't begging, the emptiness in her expression tugged at something deep within him. Ethan drove away when the light turned green, but he couldn't shake the image of her from his mind. Later that evening, in his luxurious home, the sight of her haunted him. Why had she affected him so deeply? He couldn't explain it, but he knew he had to go back. The next day, Ethan returned to the same spot. The woman was still there, her posture unchanged. Determined, he approached her. "What do you want?" she asked bluntly. Ethan hesitated but then replied, "I just want to know if you're okay." Her name was Sophie. At first, she was wary of his intentions. People like him didn't usually care about people like her. But Ethan's persistence broke through her defenses. Over the next few days, he kept coming back, each time bringing food and blankets. Slowly, Sophie began to share pieces of her story. She had once had a normal life, a job, a home, but circumstances beyond her control had led her to the streets. Now, she was alone and pregnant, carrying a burden she couldn't manage. When Ethan learned about her pregnancy, he knew he couldn't leave her there. He offered her shelter, promising it wasn't charity but a chance to rebuild. Sophie, reluctant but desperate for her unborn child, finally agreed. Ethan arranged for Sophie to stay in an apartment and ensured she received proper medical care. Despite her reservations, Sophie began to trust Ethan. But the road wasn't easy. At work, Ethan faced criticism from colleagues and the media, who mocked his decision to help a homeless woman. Why would a billionaire waste his time on someone like her? They sneered. But Ethan stood firm. At a company meeting, he addressed the gossip directly. "Yes, I'm helping Sophie. Yes, she's pregnant. And yes, I love her. If that offends anyone, you're free to leave." His words silenced the doubters and inspired admiration in others. As Sophie's due date approached, Ethan became her unwavering support. He attended every doctor's appointment and reassured her whenever her fears surfaced. "You're not alone," he would say, and Sophie began to believe it. One day, during an ultrasound appointment, they saw their baby for the first time. Tears streamed down Sophie's face as she whispered, "It feels real now." For Ethan, it didn't matter that the baby wasn't biologically his. This was his family, and he would do whatever it took to protect them. However, their happiness was soon disrupted. Ryan, the baby's biological father, reappeared after seeing media reports about Sophie. Claiming to want a role in her life, his real motive was to avoid public scrutiny. Ethan confronted him, standing tall. "You abandoned her when she needed you. You have no place here now." Though Ryan left, the encounter left Sophie shaken. Ethan promised to protect her and the baby, and this time, Sophie believed him. Months later, Sophie gave birth to a healthy baby girl, Lila. Holding Lila in her arms, Sophie felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude and love. "She's perfect," Sophie whispered, her eyes meeting Ethan's. "So are you," he replied, his voice filled with emotion. Their lives shifted into a new rhythm as they embraced parenthood together. Ethan, who once measured success in terms of wealth, now found joy in midnight feedings, baby giggles, and quiet moments with Sophie. One sunny afternoon, Ethan took Sophie and Lila to the park. As they walked together, Ethan suddenly stopped and knelt on one knee. "Sophie, you've changed my life in ways I never imagined. Will you marry me?" Tears welled up in her eyes as she nodded. "Yes, Ethan. 1,000 times yes." Their wedding was simple and intimate, surrounded by close friends and family. Sophie, once a homeless woman without hope, stood at the altar with the man who had seen her worth beyond her circumstances. Ethan's mother, who had initially disapproved, finally embraced Sophie as part of the family, acknowledging the strength and love she brought into Ethan's life. Today, Ethan and Sophie continue to inspire others. They've started a foundation to support homeless women and children, using their story to show that compassion can change lives. As Sophie often says at their events, sometimes all someone needs is a second chance. Ethan gave me mine, and now it's my turn to give back. What did you think of Ethan's actions? Share your thoughts in the comments and rate this story from 0 to 10. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more heartwarming stories. Let's spread hope, love, and kindness, because everyone deserves a chance to be seen.